Hi everyone, in this video I will explain about polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons, 4th unit of pharmaceutical organic chemistry 2. So polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons are nothing but those compounds which consisting of many number of aromatic rings. We can name it as polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. So in this 4th unit we are having three topics. One is naphthalene, anthracene and phenanthracene. In this video I only explain about an naphthalene. So naphthalene is obtained from coal tar. This is the natural source. But nowadays almost half of the naphthalene is obtained from petroleum sources. So coming to the methods of preparations of naphthalene from coal tar, just where we are getting coal tar is while manufacturing of coke, we are getting coal tar as a byproduct. Take that coal tar, subject it for distillation at a specific temperature of 170 to 230 degrees centigrade. We are getting one oil fraction. And take this middle oil fraction, subject it for chilling under refrigerator to get in crystals. The formed crystals from the liquid we can separate it by centrifugation. So collect those crystals and subject it for melting and finally treated with sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide to remove both acidic and basic impurities. I repeat the process. Take the coal tar and subject it for distillation to get a liquid or oil fraction, and that is subjected in refrigeration for chilling. The crystals are separated by centrifugation. The obtained crystals are melted and treated with sulfuric acid and NaOH to remove acidic and basic impurities. And finally, upon distillation, to get a pure form of naphthalene. This is the method of preparation from coal tar. Next one is from petroleum fractions. In the petroleum fractions, we have to take an alpha methyl naphthalene, subject it for hydrogenation, nothing but addition of hydrogens, and by adding hydrogens, we can remove an alkyl group. That's why this process we can name it as dealkylation at 60 degrees centigrade. Upon removal of alkyl group by adding hydrogen, we can get a naphthalene with the release of methane gas. This is the one of the important synthetic method which is developed in the year of 1970 to get a pure form of naphthalene when compared with a coal tar. These are the two methods. One is from coal tar and the other one is from petroleum. And this is the structure of a naphthalene. In this structure, I have to start giving the numbering from 1, 2, 3, 4, and no need to give the numbering for bridged carbon atoms, and then go for 5, 6, 7, 8. So the position 1 is also named as alpha and the 2 is named as an beta, and it consisting of totally 8 corners with 2 bridged carbon atoms. So totally it consisting of C10 and 8 corners consisting of 8 hydrogens. So the molecular formula of naphthalene is C10H8, and it is a colorless solid which forms shining flaked crystals. As we are observed the naphthalene balls are appeared in shiny in nature. So what is the melting point of naphthalene? 80.2 degrees centigrade. And the water is similar to that of a mothballs, and but it is very volatile and sublime slowly at room temperatures. So because these balls are volatile in nature and it can easily evaporate at room temperature. And this is the sum of the information about a naphthalene. Coming to the reactions of naphthalene, because of its aromatic character, naphthalene is also undergoes electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So like an benzene, it also undergoes EAS reactions. But we must remember that what is the predominant position of attack by electrophile. So the product either may be an alpha or maybe beta. So among these two positions, always the predominant position is nothing but alpha. Another one is, what is the difference in the position of attack that depends upon reaction conditions we are using. So coming suppose again another reason is, suppose if the attack is alpha, and what type of reaction conditions we are using. If the attack is beta, what are the conditions? At normal temperatures and normal conditions, always the attack goes to alpha. So if drastic conditions are using nothing but higher temperature or maybe bulkier solvents, then the attack goes to beta. But in normal conditions, always the attack may be alpha. The reason for the alpha as predominant product is explained by resonance structures. So suppose the attack at alpha position is occurred, what happens here? The pi bond is shuffled towards first position to make the first position as a negative. Then the electrophile will attack here and it forms this carbonium ion. This is the first resonance structure. This carbonium ion is stabilized by shuffling this pi bond towards this position, and the carbon at the fourth carbon also gets positive charge. So this is the second resonance structure. So totally how many resonance structures we are observed by alpha attack? Always 2. And coming to the attack at beta position, the beta attack is generally occurred at higher temperatures or due to the use of bulkier solvents. These are the two conditions for beta attack. So suppose if the pi bond is shuffled towards second position, nothing but beta position, and makes this second position as negative and first position as positive. Because of this negativity, it will accept an electrophile, and finally it forms carbonium ion. The formed carbonium ion is not a resonance stabilized one, because the pi bond is unable to satisfy the positivity here. So it only produces one resonance structure. So but in case of alpha attack, we are observed the two resonance structures, but in beta attack only one resonance structure is possible. So if more the number of resonance structure, more the stability of carbonium ion. So that's why the alpha attack is always predominant when compared with a beta attack in case of naphthalene. And coming to the various electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, and the first reaction is hallucination of naphthalene. So take the naphthalene, hallucination may be either bromination or chlorination. In the presence of carbon tetrachloride as solvent, we are getting either alpha or nothing but 1 bromonaphthalene or 1 chloronaphthalene. Depending upon the type of halogen we are using, that halogen is substituted at alpha position and gives either alpha or 1 bromonaphthalene. That is about hallucination. Next one is nitration. And nitration of naphthalene is occurred in the presence of nitration mixture. What is nitration mixture? Combination of HNO3 and H2SO4 at 50 degrees centigrade. The nitronium ion from HNO3 will attack at first position or nothing but alpha position, and it gives alpha nitronaphthalene. And third reaction is sulfonation. The sulfonation is occurred in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. The temperature makes a difference whether the sulfonic acid will attack at first or second. At normal temperature 40 degrees, so the sulfonation is occurred at first position and we are getting naphthalene sulfonic acid. So if higher temperature is used, it is about 165 degrees centigrade, then the attack goes to second position and produces 2 naphthalene sulfonic acid. So by sulfonation of naphthalene, we are always get two products. One is 1 naphthalene sulfonic acid and 2 naphthalene sulfonic acid. And next one is Friedel-Crafts acylation. In Friedel-Crafts acylation, use an acetyl chloride and by using Lewis acid as catalyst. And the temperature also makes the difference, and type of solvent also makes the difference in the formation of product. So suppose the acylation is occurred at -15 with the use of C6H5NO2, nothing but nitrobenzene, and we are getting alpha acetyl naphthalene, or simply we can name it as 1 acetyl naphthalene. Suppose I just increase the sum amount of temperature when compared with alpha attack. Just I am increasing to 25 degrees centigrade and change the solvent as carbon disulfide, and the attack goes to beta position and it gives beta acetyl naphthalene, also named as 2-acetyl naphthalene. And coming to the next and important reaction is reduction of naphthalene. Three types of reducing agents we are using, and we get three types of products. And the first reaction is naphthalene upon reduction. In specifically in the presence of sodium and ethanol as solvent, always we are adding one H2 molecule, and what happens, the H2 two hydrogens, one hydrogen will attack at first position and the second hydrogen will attack at fourth position, and finally we are getting 1,4 dihydronaphthalene. And 1,4 dihydronaphthalene is the reduction product in the presence of sodium and ethanol. Suppose increase the reducing agent power to nickel and H2 we are using, and all the two double bonds which is present in the first ring are getting reduced and it is converted into tetraline. What is tetraline? 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally we are adding 4 hydrogens. All the 4 hydrogens added at first position, second, third and fourth position. So we can get a product name it as 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydronaphthalene. So in the presence of platinum and 5H2 molecules, 5H2 means we are able to saturate and all the 5 double bonds, and it is converted by adding 10 hydrogens. So we can name it as an decalene. All the 5 double bonds are getting saturated and we are getting an decalene. We can also name it as decahydronaphthalene. So three reduction products we are getting in the presence of sodium in ethanol, 1,4 dihydronaphthalene. In case of nickel, we are getting tetraline. In case of platinum, we are getting decalene. There is specific use for tetraline and decalene. Both the molecules are used as solvents. And last and final characteristic reaction is oxidation of naphthalene. Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygens or removal of hydrogens. Just here we are adding oxygen atoms here in the presence of mild oxidizing agent like chromic acid and acetic acid, and it gives an 1,4 naphthoquinone. This is the predominant product we are getting. Suppose the oxidizing agent capability is increases and we are in the presence of vanadium pentoxide and air, the oxidation is occurred and finally it produces phthalic anhydride. This is the structure of phthalic anhydride. So two oxidization products we are getting. One is 1,4 naphthoquinone and the one is a phthalic anhydride. These two are the oxidation products of naphthalene. So in this video we studied about 6 characteristic reactions along with the structure of naphthalene. What are the 6 characteristic reactions? Halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, Friedel-Crafts acylation, and reduction, and followed by oxidation of naphthalene. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.